is the universe giving me an opportunity to heal this wound right now? It feels really uncomfortable, but is the universe giving me an opportunity to heal this wound right now? You know what I mean? Hey guys, this is Amber Jay with Amber Jay Lights the Way, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about a very important asteroid called Chiron. When you pull up your birth chart, and you can easily pull this up, just go to astro.com, input your birth time and pull up your birth chart, and you'll see in the chart Chiron looks like a key. Basically, Chiron is an asteroid that is nicknamed the Wounded Healer. It is a point in your chart that you have very, very deep wounds around. And I'm not talking about like, how do I say this? This is like not just some surface level like wound, or not even like a deep wound. It's a really, really, really deep wound, like really deep, that when it comes up, oftentimes you don't even have any like self-awareness about it because it's embedded that deeply. And so it becomes, a sensitive part of the chart because, it it hurts. It hurts to talk about. It hurts to work with or to interact with at all. And if you look in your chart, you'll probably be able to see where it is that you've had experiences where no matter what type of interaction that area of your life was receiving, it likely really hurt for some reason, or you have a very, very deep discomfort or very, very deep insecurity around this part of your life. This part of the chart is nicknamed the Wounded Healer because it's a part of your life that, although it really, really, really hurts and may take a long time to fully heal, it is what grants you your own sort of fulfillment, your own immortality in a sense. It's something that when you work on it and put effort towards it and put time and care towards it and utilize it, then that is what's going to grant you, like I said, a sense of fulfillment. Kind of like, so I recently had a surgery on my elbow. I still have the scar. Can you guys see that? It's pretty bad. I just had the surgery like 2 weeks ago, actually. I was hurting for a long time. Basically, I had a nerve that was dislocated. Some of you guys might know what I'm talking about, but basically I had cubital tunnel syndrome, and I'm a writer, and so I write a lot, and the type of work that I was doing was kind of work that was exacerbating the pain of this cubital tunnel syndrome. And so for the last 10 months, I was having a lot of trouble with this nerve. And for the last 7 months, so the nerve connects all the way to your pinky and ring finger. So for the last 7 months, my ring finger and my pinky finger on my right hand, and I'm right-handed, they were numb, like painfully numb. Like I couldn't write for more than like an hour or two. I couldn't type for more than an hour, 30 minutes. Couldn't be on my phone so much. It was like kind of crazy because I was like, oh no, like I'm a writer. Like what am I supposed to do with this information? Like do I have to change like my life course? Like do I have to change my life direction? Like am I doing something wrong? A lot of times with cubital tunnel syndrome, it can be made worse from you sitting and typing at your desk and being on your computer. It can be made worse from holding your phone, like holding your phone like this, like holding it like how everyone holds it. It can be made worse from like sitting in one position too long. And so I was always like, am I sitting in one position too long? Am I writing too much? Am I typing too much? Am I on my phone too much? I have to be on my phone to do X, Y, and Z. I have to call my mom. Like I have to like do these things. So it feels like weird. It almost felt like a punishment because I was like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything differently than other people my age as far as being on my phone or as far as typing goes or anything like that. And I was like feeling guilty. I was feeling shame around having my ulnar nerve like get worse and worse. And it was crazy because it was getting pretty bad. I had tried acupuncture and it was working a little bit, but it wasn't going as deep like as it needs to go. And I promise there's a point to this story. But finally, after 9-10 months, I told my doctor, I was like, hey man, like we've been trying all this stuff. We've been trying acupuncture, we've been trying physical therapy. We have been trying everything and nothing seems to work. I really think I need this surgery. And he was like, okay, like he listened to me, which was really great. And miraculously, of course, there was an opening for surgery the next week, literally like 7 days or something from when I told my doctor. I came in like, this is an emergency situation and I am starting to not feel my fingers and it's way more painful and it gets worse and worse every week. Like I came in like, hey man, like this needs to change. So I went in and I was like, I went under, surgery was completely successful. I had to stay in a cast for 7 days after that. And after those 7 days in the cast, I went back to my doctor and I was like, so like, how was it? What happened? Like, was it all the writing that I was doing? Was it this, that, and the other? Like, what was I doing wrong? And my doctor was like, you weren't doing anything wrong. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, it was way worse than like what you than what we thought, than what the doctor and the nurses and everything thought. He was like, on the surface, it didn't look like you needed surgery, but when we got in there, it was pretty bad. And I was like, right, so what was I doing that was making it so bad? And he was like, nothing. That's just your anatomy. If you were to do anything with your hands in this life for 5 years or something like you have been doing, you're an adult, you've been writing for like 5 years, then something was going to happen. If you did anything working with your hands, something was going to happen because the way that your tunnels were set up, they were just really small and skinny. And like, you just needed someone to go in there and take care of it and fix it, rearrange it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's so crazy. And it immediately made me think of Chiron because wherever Chiron is in your chart, it's not somewhere, you're not doing anything to like make it worse or make it happen. It's like something that you were born with in this lifetime to have to heal in some way. And honestly, you kind of have to take extreme measures that would be akin to surgery in like real life. Like you have to take spiritual measures that are intense like that to heal it. And it's not something that you're doing wrong. It's not something that you're doing more of or less of. It's just something that you were born with needing to heal in this lifetime. And the other thing is my scar right here still hurts. Like it's still numb. It's been about two and a half weeks since the surgery, but it still hurts and it's still numb and I still have this big crazy scar on my elbow. But my fingers feel awesome. My fingers feel amazing. But like I did have to get this crazy invasive surgery in order for this part of me to heal. And that's kind of like Chiron too. You kind of have to go really deep to get to the root of what Chiron is talking about for you in your chart. You have to go really deep, and getting to those parts of you that surround the wound, to kind of cut them open, not to be like graphic, but to get to them. It is painful because those parts of me aren't hurt, but it's like they had grown on top of and surrounded the part of you that is hurt. So like it didn't grow in right or something like that. Like it grew in on top of damaged roots or roots that need healing or rearranging of some sort. So I say that to say like I'm literally experiencing this right now. Getting to the root of your Chiron healing is extremely uncomfortable. And while you may feel better, while you're doing this Chiron healing, you may feel better in certain areas, but you'll notice like, wow, but I feel more pain in other areas that I didn't even know were affected by this root, by this pain point, by this point that I need to heal. And it's like, that's true. Because all of the while you were operating from a place of pain, like all the while your roots were hurting. And it hurts to kind of have to break apart like that scarred tissue, you know? It hurts to break apart the other parts of you that you thought were fine. And it's like it wasn't. And again, to get to the root of your pain, you have to rearrange like everything. And again, that can be uncomfortable, but ultimately it's what helps you and heals you and helps you to be pain-free in the long run. And again, that can be uncomfortable simply because you didn't even know you were operating from a place of hurt. It's like when you get a new mattress or something and you start waking up feeling all good, feeling better, and you're like, I didn't even know I was hurt this whole entire time. I didn't even know that I was uncomfortable, that my back was like all bent out of shape this whole entire time. So now with Chiron going retrograde in Aries from July 15th to December 19th of this year, these next 5 months really emphasize like that internal healing. And it's just a window of time. I want to also emphasize that when things go retrograde or when there are transits happening in your life, it's kind of like it's just the weather. Like you have a say in how you want to participate in the astrological weather. If it's raining outside and you want to go outside in a dress with your hair done and your makeup done and no umbrella and anything like that, like you can do that. Will there be consequences? Yes. But if you decide if you see it's raining outside and you want to go outside in a dress, but you put a raincoat over it and you put an umbrella and you spray your setting spray and all this stuff, like that will make a difference in how good of a time or bad of a time you have in this astrological weather. So with Chiron going retrograde, we are being encouraged to examine those deep, extremely uncomfortable wounds. I'm not just talking about wounds that are like, everybody has wounds. Everybody has had bad experience and things like this. I mean, Chiron deals with the parts that really, really hurt, and it's scary, and it's uncomfortable, and it feels like you can't see a way out, and it feels like you don't know why you're acting this way or why you react in certain situations the way you do. Like that wound. This is the type of healing that Chiron going retrograde encourages. And most specifically, because Chiron retrograde is happening in Aries, it is about Aries-like things, having confidence in yourself, being a self-starter, being an initiator, being someone who can stand up for themselves, knowing who you are and knowing that you have the belief in yourself to like do whatever you want to do in this lifetime. And especially if you have Aries placements or cardinal placements, so Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, if you have placements in those signs, like really feeling that that stress to like, really confront yourself and heal yourself and break through that scar tissue, which can feel uncomfortable, but ultimately helps you in the end. Because the goal of Chiron is for you to heal yourself in such a way that you're able to teach and guide others. Yes, by teachings, but also simply by your presence, simply by your story. You're able to inspire others and to guide others because you yourself have done this very specific work that is personal to you and personal to your wound, and that is what helps you sort of better yourself in a way that encourages others to do the same, because that's why it's called the wounded healer. So you heal yourself, and therefore you're able to heal others. So yeah, just be really patient with yourself at this time, because like I said, a Chiron wound is very deeply embedded, and a lot of times has often gone neglected for a long time, even though you weren't trying to neglect it. Even though you weren't trying to ignore these parts of you, it's just something that it was just a wound that we were born with. And so I liken it to a stray dog. I always use this analogy. It's kind of like when you are driving on the street and you see a stray dog and you want to rescue this stray dog. No matter how much love you have in your heart when you go and approach this stray dog, the dog is going to bite at you and try to attack you because it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. It has no reason to trust you. It has no reason to be nice to you or be soft with you when it's a stray dog, and probably all it's ever known is violence and being neglected and being abused. And so it wants to defend itself, and you can't blame the dog for that. And so your Chiron wound is kind of like that. No matter how much loving, healing energy you like try to approach it with, yes, you should try to approach it with loving, healing energy, but just know that that doesn't mean it's not going to be uncomfortable. That doesn't mean it's not going to like kind of like bite back or like feel bad no matter what you approach it with, because since it's been neglected and buried deep down inside, controlling the narrative from the deepest parts of you and not been given a lot of attention, any attention on this wound is going to feel like it hurts. No matter how nicely you approach the stray dog, it's still going to bite at you. But of course, once you do a deep dive into rescuing the stray dog over time with trust and love and care and attention, it's kind of like the stray dog will learn to trust you the same way your inner self, the wounded part of you, will learn to trust you again and open up and truly heal. But you really have to have the patience for that, and the patience with yourself, and also utilizing every opportunity you have to heal that wound. Like, how do I say? You have to have the patience, and you also have to have the eye for, like, is the universe giving me an opportunity to heal this wound right now? It feels really uncomfortable, but is the universe giving me an opportunity to heal this wound right now? You know what I mean? And not being afraid of doing the work. That can make you feel uncomfortable, because ultimately you're healing yourself, and you can go on to live a more full life, because you'll have that sense of fulfillment. And whenever that energy comes up again, you know exactly what to do to soothe yourself, and you know exactly what to ask for from others to heal you as well, you know? And it creates a more loving and a more nurturing environment for you. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, or if you want me to do little mini interpretations about what Chiron means in the houses, or what Chiron means in the signs. Once again, go and check your specific Chiron, because when Chiron goes retrograde, everybody's Chiron is activated. And so it's like, you know, you need to know how this is specifically playing out for you. And also look to see where Aries is in your chart. Which house does it rule? Because that will be another area of life in which this healing sort of energy is going to be activated. But yes, please subscribe. Please follow my Instagram page for daily astro. I'm amberjaylightstheway on Instagram, and my personal is ambercjay. That's Amber, C as in cat, Jay. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to know more about Chiron and want to have those little interpretations. I'd be happy to do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon.